I'm leaving Petra and heading 50 miles south to rejoin Prince Murad Rad Al Hussein in Jordan's southern desert, Wadi Rum. The prince wants to show me the paths the ancient camel caravans took before entering Petra.
How are you doing? I'm doing great. Welcome to
But to get there, we'll need to go off-road.
Very cool. You weren't kidding when you said we're going to go someplace where my bike wouldn't go.
We'll be riding in a Desert Iris 4x4, a converted Jordanian military vehicle built specifically to negotiate the thick desert sands.
It's going to take us to Wadi Rum. Can I drive? Yeah, please go ahead. Be my guest.
Oh, all right. In 1962, the movie classic Lawrence of Arabia was filmed here in the deserts of Wadi Rum. The golden sands are beautiful, but the terrain is barren, dry, and hot. Today, it's over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. The well-watered Petra served as a welcome oasis for camel caravans traveling across ancient Arabia. Scholars believe the stone city was once the center of several trade routes, with caravans commuting from modern-day Saudi Arabia, Syria, Israel, and the Sinai Peninsula.
Good spot, see it? Looks like they're coming right at us. This is how it was in ancient times.
This scene, right, hasn't changed much in thousands of years.
Yeah, sure. This was the trading route to Petra.
So I understand this is a modern caravan of camels. But
yeah.
if we were here back in the day when the Nabateans and other traders were coming through, what would be in those bags?
It was mostly frankincense and myrrh, incense. Incense was really the big thing in those days. Also maybe spices.
Incense was a key ritual ingredient in ancient times, used in most religious ceremonies. Westerners, like the Greeks and Romans, sought these spices brought in from Asia and the Sinai Peninsula. At Petra, the spice trade was brisk, and the Nabateans capitalized on it. Along with the fees imposed on the traders for water, the Nabatean kings taxed every sale. Like this type of caravan is maybe 20 camels long, right? Is there any way to calculate how much money these traders were getting from these kinds of caravans?
Yeah, well, the traders would make a profit of about $3,000 to $4,000 at today's prices per camel.
Per camel?
Yeah, at today's prices, yeah.
Today's prices, which would mean $60,000 for this caravan.
Yeah, most likely. The traders made a lot of money, but of course they had to pay taxes and fees to the Nabateans.
With the wealth they acquired from taxing the spice trade, the Nabatean kings commissioned the construction of Petra. I rejoined Dr. Khairia Amar along the Street of Facades, a series of mountain chambers that dot the walls of Petra leading to the city center. Khairia explains the Nabatean kings could afford to hire the world's best architects and artisans to create Petra, some brought in from as far as Europe and North Africa. So the architecture here is a mixture of different cultures in the region.
I think this is part of the genius of the Nabatean culture in that it got elements from Mesopotamia, from Egypt, from Greece. It's this interaction with the other culture which was a hallmark of their culture and brought it out in a style that's Nabatean, uniquely Nabatean.
So as the caravans are coming through, architectural ideas are being exchanged, and perhaps these craftsmen are also contributing to the way things look?
Definitely.
The Nabatean kings merged architectural influences and created Petra to be the capital of their kingdom. A kingdom that stretched from the Mediterranean Sea in the west to central Saudi Arabia in the east, covering an area of over 200,000 square miles. Archaeologists believe the exposed architecture at Petra, including the treasury, was constructed primarily between 100 BC and 100 AD. Amazingly, in a period of fewer than 200 years, the Nabatean builders created hundreds of sandstone structures and moved several million tons of rock and debris. To get a sense of the number of artisans and the labor involved carving Petra sandstone, I've enlisted the help of a local sculptor, Mohammed Nawefla. Good? And go all the way around?
Yes.
I think a lot of people, when they first see Petra, their reaction, at least mine, was, no way. They didn't build this city, they carved it. And to get a feel for the stone here, Mohammed is actually showing me how to carve. This is an urn he made, this is an urn I'm working on, and we'll see how it goes. Keep going around?
Yes.
Okay. Using basic carving tools, my goal is to see how long it'll take me to shape this urn. But I soon discover that carving this rock isn't as easy as it looks.
Yeah, I'll watch you do it. Just get a feel for it. Okay. My turn. Okay. More.
This local sandstone is softer than most rock, but it's still tough to chisel.
It's gonna take a while. It's not that easy.
I give it my best shot for over 30 minutes.
God, you can feel that in your shoulder.
The larger urn on the treasury would have been a lot more challenging.
Slow and steady.
Little by little, I shape the rock, and with each stroke, my respect grows for the carvers who created Petra.
I haven't finished yet, but I've made good progress. And that's with modern tools. The Nabateans would have used one of these. This was actually found here at Petra. But hitting the rock is pretty much the same. And this is for a small version of the urn, not the giant one that sits on top of some of these buildings. So my insight into Nabatean artistry, man, this is hard work. To create a city of this size, they would have needed hundreds, if not thousands of people doing what's very precise and hard labor.
The Nabatean kings were so wealthy, they were able to hire hundreds of artisans to create their majestic masterpiece of stone, the Wall Street of ancient Arabia. Even today, evidence of Petra's ancient riches can still be found just beneath the desert sands.
How do we know that the Nabateans were wealthy? Well, first, there's the spectacular city of Petra itself. And we have these Nabatean coins which turn up in the sand after every rainstorm. Even after 2,000 years, their streets are lined with their money.